Big Mom's house. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah. Big Mama's house. Welcome to Big Mama's house. Big Mama's house. Yeah.
Welcome back to Big Mama's house, y'all. Mama and Papa here with you today to discuss Welcome to Plathville, Season 5, Episode 5.
Hello, y'all.
First, before we do the episode, I want to thank y'all. If you've liked us, if you have subscribed, because it's free.
Free.
Or, please leave us a comment, just something to say, hey, or if you have, something about the video you liked or didn't like.
If you're pro Olivia or anti Olivia, pro Kim, anti Kim, let us know.
Or if you're like Lizard and you think Ethan is the shiznit, let us know.
Ethan is not the shiznit.
Well, Lizard disagrees with you. She says that she would be less. She makes him feel less asexual. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, that's weird.
Not weird. I'm like, leave Olivia and like get with somebody like Lizard who's like awesome.
Still, I mean, weird for our side, for Lizard thinking that about Ethan.
Well, I mean, when you
I could see maybe Micah. Closer. Well, they're still closer in age, but I mean.
Yeah, I mean, he's only 24.
Yeah, but I don't think Ethan
would Lizard's almost 23.
Ethan would not be Lizard's type.
I think he would. 100%. I really do. Anyway, back to the episode. Just want to say thank y'all for being here with us.
That was a nice little tidbit I didn't even know about.
Right? Interesting things you learn about when you do podcasts with family.
Yeah.
So the episode starts out with Mariah and Barry at a tattoo joint getting Mariah's rebel tattoo on her left forearm. If you're on social media, you've probably been seeing it for a while because, this episode's like a year old.
No, this is a brand new episode.
I know, but it didn't happen recently.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it happened a while ago.
Yeah.
And Barry says that he likes natural. So
I don't know what that means.
Like no tattoos, no hair coloring, nothing altered, no piercings, nothing like that. Just natural the way God made you.
Well, it's just weird in my opinion.
Why?
I mean, if you don't like tattoos, that's one thing. But I don't say you like it natural. Okay?
Yeah.
I mean, because,
what does that conjure up for you? What connotation does that give you?
Like he's I don't know. He's just an old-fashioned type guy, I guess you can say.
Very much. There you go. And Mariah says she is not rebelling against like anything just to be rebelling, but she's rebelling against the devil. And for her, that's anything that isn't peace, love, understanding, and selflessness.
And I got something to bring up about that later on here.
Okay.
Once we talk about Ethan.
Okay. And then Barry said that he's been working on the relationships with the ones that want one.
Yeah, and that's smart.
Yeah, I mean,
he's not wasting his time on the ones that don't.
Yeah, I mean,
if they do, if they want to hang out with them, they'll come and hang out with them.
I'm like, I agree. On the other hand, I'm like, but you cannot just give up on your kids. You have to at least once a week or so be like, hey man, thinking about you, love you.
As far as we know, he's just talking about Ethan.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, maybe the older daughter too. I'm not sure because they never talk about her. But as far as we know, I think he's only talking about Ethan because Mike has been around.
I think that they are in contact, but she has been like specifically said, other than that one time last season when Kim mentioned that they're gonna have their first grandbaby because Hosanna was pregnant. That's it. That's what she doesn't want to be mentioned on the show at all, and you can barely even find any photos of her online.
That's weird.
No, she's very private, and that's fine.
True, but I mean, if there's, I just don't know.
The whole family is a little weird.
Yeah, I mean, if it's photos, whatever. Mm-hmm. If my family is having a reality show done in the retirement apartments, okay, and there's pictures of me out on the shelves, I don't care.
Right.
Yeah, I don't care. But I mean, they're not.
But some people do, and that's okay.
I don't think the retirement place would let them do that.
Probably not. And then he tells Mariah, because she asked what he thinks about the tattoo, and he says, "You're just so dope." And I'm like, dude, could you like age yourself any further
Yeah,
right
right.
there? That was just
I did like the tattoo guy.
yeah, he was but most
He's
tattoo
cool.
guys are cool and like that. And I'm sure that again the production company paid him enough money to be open at that time of day and not have anybody else there and
It's free, probably free exposure there if we advertise
oh
it.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
they
made sure that
showed.
they showed the name of the tattoo
Yeah,
place,
yeah,
which just to give them a little more advertising
yeah.
out there because he was a very cool guy. The name of that tattoo parlor, I'm assuming it's in Tampa, is called 1603 Tattoos. So there you
If
go.
you're in Tampa area, want a tattoo? There you go. They're
Yeah.
there.
I think
There's your
his name
advertisement
is
for the show.
Chip. Was that
I don't know.
I can't I didn't write down his name, but something like that. Um,
Sounds like a tattoo guy.
Mariah said that the next tattoo she wants to get is going to be forgiveness. And she said if God can forgive her and everything, that she can forgive Ethan and Olivia.
She hasn't yet.
And but she even said forgiveness is the hardest thing to learn and the hardest thing to do. And that is very true, very wise, very realistic. She knows that she needs to and she wants to. She's just not there yet.
But imagine how she would just blow Ethan away. If she would just be like, "Hi, Ethan. How are you? Good luck on the move."
That would make him feel so awkward he might implode.
Because she blocked him and everything, and he says,
And all of a sudden she's just like, hi.
"Hi, Olivia. You can keep my video. I don't care."
You guys are so awesome.
Oh, here's the money I owe you, Ethan. Here you go.
Which
Bye.
I think that is so anyway, that's a whole different episode.
Yeah.
And then we're with Micah and his friends at a bar in Hollywood.
Which was awkward.
Very strange. There was
Yeah.
two seemingly gay fellows, and then two chicks who both wanted to be with Micah, and he kind of wanted to be with both of
And I
them.
think the one girl on his right actually wanted to be with both Micah and the other girl.
Probably because she said that she could, identifies as queer,
Queer, yes.
but for Micah, she makes him curious. I guess she's and here's the thing: does anyone else get bi vibes from Micah?
I mean, I don't care.
No, I'm just saying, but I think of all of them, he's like the one that would be like, let's have an orgy just to see what happens.
Sure he probably tried to explore or has already.
You think so?
I don't mean on the gay side. I mean like with more than one girl, maybe.
Oh, I'm thinking. I think maybe he's even with a girl or with a dude.
Well, I don't think he has been yet.
You don't think so?
No, I think he's still on the fence.
All right. Also,
And Micah, if this comes, if you are,
we don't care. We love you.
Yeah.
It's all good. I'm just curious
no
and
big deal.
nosy. And also from this point forward, I am not writing down any of these girls' names because I wrote down all the previous ones saying that like, oh, they're showing her, so
And
maybe it's his girlfriend.
don't ever see him twice.
Yeah, and so I'm just like, no, I'm not writing it down anymore unless he says it's serious because there's just too many and it gets confusing.
Helena's the only one you've seen like more than twice.
And they were just friends.
Yeah.
She wasn't like I'm talking about girlfriends.
But she's gone. It's like not even on the show anymore.
Well, she's still in Tampa, and he's in LA. So
No, was Helena in Tampa? Or was she in?
yes, she's in Florida.
I thought she was in Georgia.
Nope, she's in Florida.
Tallahassee.
Yep,
Okay.
and something like that.
Yeah.
And Micah said he definitely wants someone quote hot, but he won't say what that is. So I think and then he keeps dropping these hints about like different like people that he likes, and he never gets really specific.
But every girl he hangs out with, none of them are ugly.
But they're not hot either.
No.
In my a lot of them I've been kind of surprised at because you would expect Micah to be with a little twiggy girl like Mariah.
Well, Helena's probably the nicest one he's been with.
Yeah, I'm not talking about the personalities. I'm talking about the physical appearance.
Yeah, so am I. Physical appearance, I think Helena's probably the best looking one he's been with.
Oh, interesting.
She's a model. I mean, come on.
Okay. And then they all, the group of them, discuss getting married or kids in the future, and things that we've heard before is I'm not getting married and I'm not having kids, and that is mellow.
Mike is gonna have 9.
Yeah, Micah is gonna settle down with someone, or maybe in a throuple or something. I don't know, some happiness that that he finds out there, and they're gonna have a bunch of kids, and they're gonna be completely freaking happy because that's who Micah is.
Somebody's got to tell Micah though that hotness doesn't last forever.
Exactly.
Hotness on the outside does not last forever.
Exactly. And
Things
sometimes
droop, skin
you get scars,
sags.
you have
Yeah,
surgeries and babies and
yeah.
things that happen to your body and you get disabled and I mean if it's not real love then you're going to bounce the second things get really hard or anything happens with the person's physical appearance because even though I know previously he said it was 50-50 appearance and personality, that's still not gonna that doesn't last very
I
long, my
think
friend.
I think that's the LA in
He's
him.
very young.
That's
He's very young.
he's young in LA.
Yeah, and it's very
Okay.
narcissistic
Yeah, yeah,
culture.
yes. Oh, and I would, like I said before, I'd love to go to LA just for a week or whatever, just to see what it's like.
Well, yeah.
You know, I don't know if I'd want to live in LA,
No,
but what? Wait a minute. If I had to, I wouldn't say no.
I would never.
Texas, I would say no.
I don't like cities. I mean
No,
visiting them for a day
there-
or the activity or something is fine, but I could never live in one. I
I mean,
couldn't
there's
do it.
sides of LA, right?
Do you have any idea how expensive it is? You have no idea. It's crazy.
I mean, if somebody from LA wanted to promote a podcast in LA, we'd move there.
If they were paying for our housing, possibly. I'm just saying. Anyway, back to the show. Um, and Micah says that all of his friends call him wholesome all the time. And he says he'll take it. There's nothing wrong with being wholesome. He's like, but I'm wholesome with some spice on top. And I think that's really funny
What's
because,
wholesome mean?
um,
What do they mean?
probably like grew up more innocent, again, very sheltered,
Yeah.
Doesn't Micah sees like he's the good in people. He's always kind of positive and happy and he's very rational about things and he's just happy. And so for him, I don't think it would, people see that in him that he's just got kind of a pure heart, a kind heart.
But I did see, we're talking about Micah, tune in next week, because I had a preview for next week, about he's questioning his decision to go to LA or go back to Georgia.
Very interesting. And I hope he goes back to Georgia.
We'll see. I don't know.
I think he will because it'll be easier to film. That's just my opinion.
Be cheaper. Right?
Because
Be cheaper.
Ethan's leaving and it'll be harder for them to do that remote location. And then
But actually,
Mariah's still in Tampa.
But see, they do actually show Ethan and Olivia in the previews for next week.
Well, I know, but something so maybe having 3 remote locations is too much. So
Yeah.
they're like, look, dude, either you're gonna be in the show or you're gonna be in one of the other locations. Or you're not gonna be in the shows.
I think they want to be in LA more than anything.
I
More
mean,
than Minnesota.
again, this is like during COVID still a little bit. I know it was last year, so it was more like at the tail end,
Yeah,
and things
tail
were
end.
kind of winding down, and people were less, restricted and everything. So, and again, things were a lot more expensive in LA. And again, that budget because they pay, I think, for everything that they film, like
Yeah.
all the drinks and stuff
Yeah.
at the bar. But again, that's just really expensive in LA. So it's a big difference in the budget.
Did they hold on a second? Did they promote the bar?
I don't think
They-
so.
I
I
don't-
did
I
not.
don't
I mean,
think
I
they-
think they showed the name, but I didn't pay attention.
I didn't either. No, I didn't catch that either.
But then it shows Barry and the 5 youngest kids in the kitchen, and then Kim walks in. She says she's not there very often, and it's very weird to feel like a visitor in a home that she owns. And she just wants to always keep the door open for parenting. And then they
But she's
said
there once a week. That's it.
no at the house.
Oh yeah, they go to her place.
Yes, she doesn't go to Barry's because right now that's Barry's home. But even though is living in the house, she doesn't like want to hang around him that often. So yeah, it's hard for her to like have time with the kids, but she does it I think more at the studio and out of the house.
Don't you think TLC is probably getting tired of everybody moving? Barry and the girls are moving too to another place,
It's only 5 blocks on the road though.
but they're still moving.
I don't think they care as long because honestly, the new backdrop and the new environment it makes it more interesting. It's not the same place all the time, so I mean, it's actually a good thing for TLC.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
And then they talked to the kids about Barry moving into a rental property.
Yeah.
Kim is trying to get on her feet financially, and the rental properties are her primary source of income. So they're going to sell the big house to make up the loss of that rental property that he's going to be living in. But like we said, that rental property is only 5 blocks away, so it's not that big of a deal. Lydia said that she's gotten used to change over the last few years, and after living a life so sheltered and the same for so long, your entire life, and then
sudden, bam.
boom, in the last few years, everything has changed 180. So I bet she has. I bet they all have gotten a little bit.
Well, they also get to travel more now too because Mariah. They hang out with Mariah in this episode.
True. I mean, there are a lot of perks, but it's still not the same as like wanting your parents back together, and they love the farm. But anyway, Amber says she's like, well, I'll get used to it, and everybody's kind of sad. And Kim said that she never thought she'd get divorced, and neither did the kids, and it hurts her to see them so sad about it. And as a mom, I get that because I also divorced a husband that I was very unhappy with, who was very immature and did not grow with me. And I did it when the kids were young, hoping to like minimize some of that,
Let's see, our kids were younger than what these kids are.
Exactly. And I did that on purpose, because I didn't, even though Mallow had already gotten very, very attached to him, and it messed her up for very, very, like 20 years.
He was 5.
Over him.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it was probably a little too late.
The Lizard was 2.
Yeah. I wish I had done it sooner, but I mean, I wasn't really able to because, again, that's the whole thing in our...
And now they're 22 and 25, so...
Yeah.
They've done quite well.
They have. They're good kids.
Yes.
And then Amber says it just needs time. And that's very wise because a lot of people don't take the time nowadays to actually just let things sit and to actually like figure out your feelings and like go like process all that. Because it's such now society. Like there's no patience. They don't think a lot, in my opinion. It's all about, everything in the outside world and not about themselves. Just my little soapbox thought. And she said that she misses seeing her mom every day, but she's not with her dad every day either. But she just misses being with both of them at the same time. But she's okay with moving because, again, it's like right down the road.
It'll be a new beginning because it won't be the same house that they all were living at one time.
All those memories.
All the memories.
Yeah.
Well, and at least it's not still a farmhouse. Because if it was still a farmhouse, it'd be a lot harder to move than it is for the new house.
Well, they already went through that hard move, so.
But they were together.
And
there wasn't a divorce.
I think in comparison, these moves are nothing. Like, oh well, we already left our home, our real home.
But I mean, now that they're getting divorced, there's 2 changes.
Yes.
The moving and the divorce. Where when they just left the farmhouse, they were still married. They weren't getting divorced.
Well, then Kim even says, she said, Dad and I love each of you and are working hard to make 2 really nice homes for you. And I think that's important to say, that they still have homes.
Yeah.
And it will be with each parent, and that they love they love the kids, and that's all that matters. In her interview, Kim said that she's trying to make things as smooth as possible for them. Change is hard, but good things can come from it. And she's looking forward to starting some new traditions. And it makes me wonder, like, what traditions did she want that wasn't allowed?
But
because that's just a very interesting thing. If you look between the lines of certain things that people say, you're like, well, I know, but and I'm sure that the kids are going to want some of the same ones. They don't want everything to be new.
What traditions do they have currently?
Well, they don't have. Oh, well, I guess they would be new traditions because they've never celebrated them before. Remember?
Yeah. So
they never celebrate anything except birthdays.
So if they're going to celebrate like the holidays now,
they are all new traditions.
Yeah. Because they never celebrated holidays before, right?
Why didn't they?
And why are they changing it
now? So to me that says that Barry's the one that didn't want to do the holidays.
Probably.
You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. If you
and it doesn't make sense as a Christian. At least Christmas.
It's just the way their whatever beliefs are. Yeah. But I think that's interesting that she never wanted to give up holidays, and that I'm glad that she will have them now.
Well, you did see the backstory on her, where her family was way different. Her mom and dad were basically a normal the trunks.
Yeah,
Okay, and that's a lot of people.
my parents.
Myself included. At one point in time.
Yeah,
Uh, Drunks, alcoholics. Partiers.
yeah,
I mean, and she wasn't, but that doesn't mean she doesn't have that in her.
yeah,
I
exactly.
think Kim can still be.
Well, that's why she's made the no alcohol rules because she was afraid of having it around her because she's even said she partied in college.
Yeah.
Um, and then she didn't want that around her kids because she wanted to save them from the alcoholism. And again, we've talked in other episodes of our own, like that I had the same thing because of my mother being an alcoholic, my father being an alcoholic, my mom was an abusive alcoholic, and I was terrified of having alcohol. When we met,
Yeah.
you drank, and I was like, "Look, man, you either got to pick the drinks or us because I can't do the alcohol every day, and you just quit drinking." And that was a choice that you made to be with us, and that meant a lot because of my own issues with that, and we've been dealing with that for a long time, and we're over that now. But I get it where she's coming from. Woo! Back to the show. My goodness, guys, I'm so sorry we get off track. Um, then it's all the little girls. It's not little even all the sisters. Lydia, Amber, Cassia, Mercy are spending the weekend with Mariah in her apartment, and her apartment is tiny but nice. But I know that thing probably costs a lot.
And what would you think Barry would say if he saw Amber in Mariah's dress?
We haven't got that far. You
Oh,
just hang on there, Mr. Papa. Slow them roll.
sorry, I was thinking about it and thinking as a dad.
I got all the notes. Hold on. But I think it's really cute though how in the morning she like makes some of them coffee and cinnamon rolls, even though it was ridiculous how she couldn't get the little rolly thing open. But it was cute. She tried so hard and she wants to take care of them, and that's very, very cute and sweet.
What's funny was Lydia was sitting back drinking or whatever she was drinking.
Her
just
coffee.
Funny.
And just watching,
Yeah.
waiting, seeing what's
Yep.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lydia's changed a lot because before she'd been like, "Oh my goodness, let me help you,"
Yeah.
and now she's just like, "Ha ha ha ha,
Probably what
stupid."
I was saying it too. Oh my goodness, let me help you.
Right? It's like, yes, she's
Yeah.
changed.
Yeah.
Then we find out because I've been wondering where her puppy is, Mariah's puppy.
No.
Blackjack. She said he's in training for a while, and I'm like, where do you have like a border place where you can train your dog? I mean, how expensive is that shit? And why can't you train your own dog? What the hell?
Maybe he's in a puppy hotel, okay, while the family's there, because maybe there's not enough room.
No, she said straight up, he's in training for a while.
Training for what?
The
Become an
Olympics?
actor?
Maybe sing back up in
Yeah.
her shows.
Or play drums or whatever Olivia played because she can't play no more.
Well, probably because she's in a very small, brand new apartment,
Yeah.
and he's a puppy, a large puppy,
He's gonna be a big one.
and he's probably destroying shit, and so she had to like,
There's obedience
yes,
training.
yeah,
And she can't. She can't even open up what's that?
cinnamon roll.
Cinnamon rolls, yeah. So.
And then Mariah tells the girls that tattoos are great, but they are permanent and they should not be done on impulse.
And that's very smart.
And that's great to be, because she knows that she is a role model to her
Yep.
little sisters. And she's like, hey, these are great. This is what you really, really want. But remember, it's permanent. It is forever.
Yeah.
And, do not do it on an impulse because that you're going to regret it. And then they all decide they're going to go to a fancy dinner. And Amber borrows a dress of Mariah's.
Yep.
And it is way too mature for a 13-year-old child to wear. A lot of you might disagree with me, but if you saw the episode, she looked way older than she is, and she kind of looked like a prostitute.
And Barry would not have been happy.
I would hope no parent would be happy.
But you know what I mean? That's her parent, is what I'm saying. Barry or Kim, neither one of them I don't think would be happy to see her in that grown-up dress.
I would hope not. I would be like, you need to get your ass back up there and change.
And plus, I see how old they're getting now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy how fast they all grow, isn't it?
Yeah, like weed.
And then we're moving over to Ethan and Olivia's moving day.
They're boring now.
And then in Olivia's interview, she says she kind of misses the relationships that were once there, but she doesn't know that those relationships will ever be the same again. And it's the end of a chapter of their life. I'm like, okay. So she's kind of coming to terms with, some of that is just gone.
Did she end it?
And then, my opinion of this, if you had seen the episode, that Olivia, and allegedly, in my opinion, whatever you want to say, Olivia's a bitch. She's negative. She's nitpicky. Leave the man alone to pack his shit or pitch in and help. One of the two. But girl, get the fuck away from him. Leave him alone. I just wanted to take her by her hair and pound her face into the concrete.
She was helping to move.
No, she was not helping.
She was standing there bitching. She was helping.
That's my opinion of the whole thing. I'm so over her. I really want to just beat her ass.
But they are getting quite boring. I wasn't sure if they're going to make Olivia boring, but she's kind of boring right now.
Why do you think they're going to Minnesota? And why do you think they started the drama? She started the drama over that whole Kim stealing thing, and then led the kids to make this.
We haven't heard anything about it in the last couple episodes.
It's coming. Just wait. I bet you just wait.
Yeah, none of us know what's happening.
They're gonna like drag it out until the season finale.
Probably.
And then in Nathan's interview, he said he's looking forward to Minnesota because he's gonna love it because his grandparents are there. It's the north. There's snow. There's an aunt and uncle.
He's not from the north.
No, but he's visited there a lot because of his grandparents.
And he can't say he has snow because Georgia doesn't have much snow. Not as much as Minnesota.
Exactly, but he's excited for that because
Yeah.
he's never had it.
Well, wait till you have to drive in it, even.
Right? Or shovel it.
Sure, yeah.
And then Olivia tells him that Minnesota is going to be such a supportive environment for our marriage. And then Ethan said, "My grandparents love her so much. That'll be good." And Olivia says, "That's going to be very good. I'm ready for that."
Remember the movie The Visit?
Yes.
Okay. Wouldn't it be funny if it ended up like this? I mean, everybody lives, okay? But it'd be like,
to die.
no, nobody's going to die. I don't want nobody dying, okay? I'm just saying,
They would escape.
they were like, I don't know, be awkward. You know, the grandparents would treat them like the grandparents in The Visit treated those.
Okay, you guys, it is October. Papa is a Halloween fruitcake.
No, I'm not really much. I just like scary movies.
But yeah, it's going to be everything this month is going to be referenced to a scary movie because that's what he watches now all the time.
But it would be funny if the grandparents ended up like
Only if they taped his.
those psych patients that were supposed to be grandparents in that movie.
But he knows who his grandparents
Yeah.
are, so that wouldn't really work.
True.
And these are Barry's parents, and they have always claimed Olivia as family.
Well, like Olivia said, we'll see when she gets a.
And it's so easy to do that when, again, they're 1,000 miles away.
Said, yeah.
And in Olivia's interview, she said that having that support is great, but it's 1,000 miles away, and it's not the same as experiencing it on a day-to-day basis. And that's very true. So then she said, "I think it's going to be a really big make it or break it thing."
Is she?
Is she still threatening divorce?
Well,
Still?
I don't know if she's threatening divorce, but like maybe a relationship with the grandparents.
No, she's talking about Ethan.
She might be. I don't know. I didn't take it that. I take it as like make it or break it as far as like making it living with the grandparents or ending up like
They're not
married.
living with the grandparents.
They're gonna be living by them. They'll be living in the same area.
No, I'm pretty sure she's talking about their relationship, her and Ethan. But we'll see. What did you guys think? I fully admit that I could be wrong at any given time.
As of right now, the relationship is as good as it gets right now.
Probably, yeah, exactly. And then Olivia tells Ethan that he has too much stuff. And I'm like, you bitch. He only gets the garage and the whole house. Let him have the shit in the garage. There's room in the truck.
Yeah.
He's going to pack it and move it. Just shut up and leave him alone.
Yeah, that's the part that got me.
Girl, I'm sorry, you guys. I know I'm being really vulgar this episode, but I am just at my limit with
I didn't
Olivia.
hear no vulgarness out of you.
Okay. And then Ethan didn't tell anyone goodbye when he left Georgia, and there's no time to do it now. Uh, they knew when his quote hard out date was. And I'm like, so again, you're just leaving it up to everyone else to come to you. And it's like,
Well, they just did that at the party. Remember, they had that party with their friends. Okay, that going away party there.
yes,
And instead of Olivia saying, "Oh, we'll come and visit," she's like, well, "If you guys can't come up and visit us,
we understand.
yeah," it's like, why can't you go down and visit them? I'm sure visiting them would be way more fun than them visiting you in Minnesota.
Especially in February or January when there's like 4 feet of snow.
Yeah, and you go to Tampa and probably go on the beach.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's, I don't know. He's getting to be as bad as her when his expectations and his entitlement.
Yeah.
It's getting kind of ridiculous. And he says he can't reach Mariah because she blocked him everywhere. And he's never discussed the social media post with anyone because it's pointless because there's no one will change their opinion, and that's very true. Why argue about it? Nothing's gonna change. You're all just got to agree to disagree. But I still think there needs to be a conversation to say that
Here's the thing.
instead of always having that awkward haze in the atmosphere anytime you're around each other.
Nobody in his family likes Olivia right now.
No.
And I don't think that's ever going to change unless Olivia comes forth and admits some of her wrongdoings.
Yes.
And that's never going to happen.
No. Well, okay, I never say never because people, I believe anybody can change
There's an
if they want to.
85% chance they won't.
If they want to. If they realize, hey, maybe I'm the one with the issue, maybe because I'm always have issues with everyone around me, and the common denominator is me.
Yeah.
So maybe I need to look at that. Unless that happens, yeah, no. But I mean, anybody can change. I have faith in that.
I think when she gets older, possibly, but as of right now, this point in time, I don't see it happening.
Yeah, not in the
People
near
do change when they get older. People do change when they get older.
Yes.
Like 10 years down
Maturity,
the line, and she's in
wisdom.
her 30s or whatever.
Little experience. And here's the thing, she's bitching at him about his stuff not being ready to go and nothing's gonna fit, but she still got to go in the house and finish packing too. And I'm like, oh, why are you not doing that instead of ragging at him and interrupting him?
I'm gonna be like, where are their friends at? Why aren't their friends helping them?
He sat there and gave her a detailed plan. I know what I need to do. This and this and this. And she was like, oh, well, you just have too much stuff. And I'm like, get the fuck out of
We
here.
also heard another little tidbit is that her brother is not going with them.
Oh, no. That's all coming.
Oh.
You always get ahead of me.
Yeah, I don't know. I thought you were skipping around.
Nope. I'm going in order. And then we're back with Mariah and the fancy sister dinner, and Amber says that she likes the city. Lydia jokingly forgives Mariah for not ever cooking or cleaning at home since she took her out to this lovely fancy dinner.
And that was probably a joke.
Yeah, it was. She jokingly said it.
Yeah.
And Mariah is worried about her little sisters and wants to be there for them. And I think that's great because Micah wants to too, but he's off in La La Land and he's busy. Ethan's so busy sucking Olivia's ass, he don't even know what's happening with anybody else. And the parents are just like, they're trying to be there for them, but kids don't go to parents. They will go to the sibling first. So I think that's great.
And I do see Amber being more of a Mariah.
Yes.
Mini-me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Amber is going to grow up kind of like Mariah. So I think Mariah is
Well, she even said that her style is somewhere between Mariah and Lydia.
But she's going to make it around.
Yeah, so I think that's great if there's more cloth to the clothes for Amber. Especially since she's only 13. Okay. And Lydia is now working at a jewelry store. And she said that she saw Ethan the other day and she got to say goodbye. And here's a really weird, one of those weird tidbits I told you got to pay attention for. This is Lydia's direct quote. And when we're ready, we'll share. But some things are just too vulnerable and too fragile to just put out there.
I don't know what she means by that.
Exactly. What the fuck?
She's talking about Max?
Or is she talking about Ethan? Because she said this at
She said we. Something. I don't know.
But she would have said it after she said said that she had seen Ethan
Yeah, I
and said
don't think it'd be
goodbye.
about Max because that'd be too
No,
off the wall.
this is about something about Ethan, and maybe just because they're reconciled or something, and they don't want to talk about it in public, or I don't know. But so it's a very weird statement.
It's like an edit that TLC made.
It's
Make us think like what's going on.
it's very cryptic, and I
Yeah.
hate that shit.
Me
I
too.
hate it. And then in Mariah's interview, she said it's been a few months since she spoke to Ethan, and he used to call all the time, and she wasn't given the chance to speak, wasn't listened to, and he would just yell at her. And she said, I don't know what else to do but to just block him.
Yep.
Like, I don't know, maybe like Ethan did to Kim. How you like it, Ethan? Does it feel
Yep.
good? No, it doesn't. Because you have your side of the story and all you want to do is tell it, but you can't because somebody blocked you. How's it feel? Just saying.
Yeah. No, I mean well, it's karma. What goes around comes around.
Yes. And then Mariah said that she's happy for them, with their moves and everything, to the
Yeah.
girls at the table. But in the interview, she said, it's sad that Ethan's moving to Minnesota and she hasn't had a chance to speak to him. But what else can I do? I'm over it and it is what it is. And one day things will be in a better place and we can talk. But that's not today. And that's too bad.
Then it'll be like, I thought you're a forgiving person, Mariah.
No, I think the issue is that yeah, she's about forgiveness, but that doesn't mean that you want to continue that relationship. You could forgive the things that have happened, but if you feel trust has been broken, if you feel like the boundaries have been broken, those things have to be rebuilt,
Yeah.
and that takes time. But she's like, I'm over it. I'm over the drama. I'm over the Olivia's drama and bullshit, and that she's the problem.
Yeah.
Ethan isn't the problem. You know,
Yeah, they even said that Ethan even said that they want to hang out with Ethan, but not Olivia.
and there's
said
a
that.
reason.
Yeah.
Okay, the common denominator, Ethan. I know math isn't your best subject, but put it together, friend. And then of course Lydia just says, "I just hope everyone will work through things." That's all she ever says. Um, and then we're back with Ethan and Olivia at their house. They have the night before they leave. It's a moving party. Olivia's favorite thing about the Tampa house was the house had a revolving door. There was constantly people coming and going with the four of them living there. People came over all the time. They spent the night, slept on the couch, hung out. It was a big community house. Where were these fucking people?
Off air,
Like, oh, we're filming today. You can't come over.
basically.
It's
Yeah.
like, what?
So why mention them, right?
Like, you never even showed them once? Nothing?
Yeah, like
Ever?
those guys at the party, I never even seen them.
I think that they were hired people to come in and make it look like they had friends.
Maybe.
I'm serious because
Because I don't think Ethan is good at making friends,
no, and Olivia is
and nobody wants to be friends with Olivia. No.
not once they really know her. If it's just like one of those superficial, like buddy kind of
Yeah.
things, like hang out acquaintance, be friends, fine. I'm sure she's fantastic. But to actually like be a friend,
Yeah.
I don't know. Mm-mm.
No. Yeah. She'll screw you one way or the other for your friend.
And then at this party, their friend brought us hairless cat, and that's just gross.
Yes.
And Olivia wants one.
And you got figures.
And Ethan said, this is a quote, they're a very expensive cat. A naked cat. I would definitely never own one. They're ugly as hell.
And he laughed.
Amen, Ethan.
Yes.
Thank you. Gross.
What they call it, Sphinx or something?
I don't know. They're just hairless cats and they're disgusting. They're like aliens and I can't do it.
We could shave our cats.
And if you own a hairless cat or you're a hairless cat lover, I apologize. It's just a thing for me. It's a personal thing. It's
we
not
like our
that I'm-
cats all natural.
Yes, unfortunately, like we have cats. I'm allergic to cats. A hairless cat would probably be the best option for me,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, I just can't. They creep me out. I can't. And then Livy said that she's going to miss Nathan, and she feels bad for leaving him alone in Tampa, but she's very happy that they're going to be living alone again.
This is good. Much.
We've been there. We've had people live with us, and it's awful. It's terrible. It never ends well. And
We still have people living with us.
well, those are our kids. That's different. Anyway, and then their last night after the party, they're camping in the living room in sleeping bags, and I'm like, why can't you just go to a damn hotel?
No, I don't. That'd be fun. If you and I could get on the floor in a sleeping bag, it'd be fun.
No, that's not. I've never been one for camping. No, just
It's not
no.
really camping. It's in the
It, it
living room.
there's no bed, and I even in my 20s with my back, I couldn't do that.
You can still shower.
You can do that in a hotel
Well, we had a hotel. I thought, well, we're
and
talking
not have to
camping.
worry about taking that shit with you when you just leave with wet towels. Anyway, Ethan says that all the good memories outweighs the bad in the Tampa house. The great memories were flying the remote control planes with Nathan at the park, riding motorcycles, having parties, going to the beach with Mariah. He said there's tons and tons and tons of good memories, and it was fun. And I think that's great that he can look at that and have more good memories than bad because,
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a long year for these guys. A lot has happened.
Yeah, and they're moving too much, in my opinion. I know that was their goal.
Yeah.
But they're going to come time.
Well, this is their third house in 3 years. So after this, they get to pick a spot and stay, I think.
That was 5 years.
I thought it was
I
3.
thought Tampa was the first one.
I don't know.
They wanted to move and live
I
with
think
police.
the 2 months in Europe should count as a place, in my opinion. But anyway, in his interview, Ethan said he's only sad. The only sad part about moving to Minnesota was leaving everyone behind. And he doesn't know anyone in Minnesota, like, as far as friends are. He
just
only
knows
knows
his grandparents.
an aunt and uncle and some cousins, I think.
Yeah.
And he doesn't make friends easily, and he's not really outgoing, which we know. And he says, if it happens, it happens. If not, I'll go work on cars. So either way, he's always got his mistress to back him up. That's all good.
Is he still driving in a drive to Georgia to work on his bike?
No, I'm fairly certain that they're transporting them there this time.
To Minnesota.
Yeah. And then to Olivia, he says, I hope we make new friends in Minnesota. And she says, oh, we will. Trust me. And she does this weird eyebrow thing. Like, it's weird.
Yeah.
Like, there's some weird little tidbits in this episode. And that vibe, like sometimes I get that vibe about things. There's weirdness afoot, my friend.
Tell you what, it's going to end up being like The Visit.
There's fuckery afoot.
There is. Vulgar.
Oh, sorry. And then the producer asks Olivia where she stands with the family members. Mm-hmm. And there's like this, 5-8 minute silence or second silence. And she goes, I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, that's what you're here for. And then you're getting paid to talk about it.
He started it all.
Right? I'm like, this is the mess you made and the bed you made. Now you fucking lay in it and you have fun.
You're lucky you still got Ethan.
And then in her interview, she says, I still haven't worked through it. I still feel hurt and anger inside. But I also see positive things not being caught up in all of that. It's easier to find the silver lining and say, then there's room in my life for more things. I guess basically meaning letting go and having more room in your life for other things instead of the negative thing.
Yeah.
I told you the way they word thing is so weird. It's weird. And at the end, Olivia says to Ethan, tomorrow starts a new chapter. And I want to know what number chapter that is because they start over every year and sometimes multiple times a year.
Could this be chapter 4?
Or is it 40?
Yeah.
Because they're always starting over.
Depending when a chapter started.
Right.
And how long it is.
Exactly. It's crazy. It's all the... Ugh. And at the end, Ethan in his interview said, I expect the move to Minnesota will be really beneficial for me and Olivia in our relationship and being around people that are really supportive and happy and not so much of a negative drain. I agree with that. That's how they feel. I hope that it's everything that they hope it is. But I think where Olivia goes, drama and trouble will follow.
He's moving with a negative drain.
Yeah, he's taking it with him and he doesn't even realize it. But I hope that they, find their joy, Anyway, you guys, I know this was kind of a long one, but there's so much. It seems like there's not much going on, but there is.
I guess little...
Yeah, all those little bits you just have to really kind of pay attention to. That's why it takes me so long to dictate out these damn episodes. But I do it out of love. It's for you guys and for you, my love.
Thank you, because I can't write very good. So.
Or pay attention.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
okay.
pay attention. Yeah, right.
It's okay. I got you.
Or remember anything.
So thank you for being here with us, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If there's anything you would like to see more of or less of or whatever, just, drop us a note.
Disagree with us about Olivia because she is the wrong.
Yeah, or if you want to agree with us, Olivia, I'm okay with that too.
Yeah.
But until next time, you guys, please use your turn signals.
Subscribe.
Wear your seatbelt.
Subscribe.
Spay and neuter your pet.
Subscribe.
And please be kind. Until
next
then,
time.
bye.